Nice truck.
Yours too.
Where'd you get it?
What, the West Virginia bought it?
Oh, I thought it came out of a cereal box.
Oh, that's weird. Judging by the color, I thought yours come out of a crayon
Oh,
box.
that's weird. You know what? I don't even like your truck anymore.
You know what? Your truck was stupid from the beginning. Those lights suck.
Nobody likes a red truck.
This thing's a fucking sport. Who would buy a sport? You can't laugh.
So this is my 2021 Tacoma TRD Sport.
And this is my 2022 Tacoma Off-road.
2 different colors, 2 different models, both of them 6-speed manuals. What do we think? Do I regret getting the Sport over the off-road? No, I don't. A few reasons why. I love the hood scoop. I love the color matched. Looks great. The one difference I do wish I did get is the locking diff, but I plan on doing a lot of modding to this in the future. So front and rear locking diff and different gearing. I'm going to be running some bigger tires at some point. So I bought this in the hopes of doing a lot of modding and really making it my own. But if you just want to out of the box, I'm ready to go, probably get the off-road.
I chose the off-road for the locking diff. No guarantee. Listen, I'm a married man. So squeezing that money out of the wife in a situation for a locking diff, it's going to be an argument at some point. So I opted to get the locking diff with the truck. I'm happy with it. Plus, I like the fender flares being a different color than the truck. Accents them a little bit more. And I definitely did not like the hood scoop. I drove that thing, literally the only thing I could look at. Almost wrecked it twice.
I love the hood scoop.
The suspension. His suspension, it's like a sport car suspension.
It's honestly not enjoyable at all. I've had a few sports cars, and this is my one. I hate the suspension. It's too stiff for a truck. It makes everything feel clunky. I hop in his, and it almost feels like a Mercedes compared to my truck.
I would compare it loosely to a mid-'80s Buick LeSabre. It does like to float a little bit. Not quite that bad, but a little bit. We both got the LED headlight package.
Definitely a must if you're looking at some trucks. You need the LED lights. It's about, what is it, $800?
I think it's right around $800. Yeah.
Definitely a must. Aftermarket's going to cost you about $1,100, and they look about the same. And I'm gonna be honest with you, they produce a ton of light.
Yeah, they're very bright. As a matter of fact, the second time I drove this at night, I was complaining about the lights a little bit, and I was halfway back from Erie before I realized, oh, I didn't even have the headlights on. Once I turned them on, it was a whole different story.
Yeah, I get them. I drive around with my daytime running lights on all the time, and I forget to turn on my actual headlights. So watch out for that if you get the LED light package.
Both trucks, leather interior.
They both got the premium package, so we go leather seats, heated seat.
The premium stereo. It's
Premium
not the
stereo.
JBL, but it's premium. So we didn't get the subwoofer. For that, something like that, we've kind of always put our own stereo systems in things, and we'll work around.
Yeah, eventually. I mean, I like the cubby holes. I plan to do a lot of adventure stuff, a little bit of overlanding in mine, so more space the better. So probably going to stay away from the sub this time around. What do we talk about the differences here? So a weird difference I had is if you look at the front here, I didn't even know this is a thing. The tow hooks. There's a nice tow hook on the off-road. I'll highlight it here. And then on mine, it's just a little guy. Not too much of a big deal, but you would expect them to be about the same. It's just a bolt-on tow hook, but kind of weird. We've got the locking diff. Now he's also got an option to get more cameras than I can get. I have the backup camera and that's it. He has, 3 more cameras. He's got the 2 in the mirror and the 1 in the front. Oh, do you like that?
I do. I like it a lot. They call it the multi-train mode, and the multi-train monitoring.
Okay.
And it's really nice. I mean, you could literally drive this thing as long as you're under 5 miles an hour, right down the road without even looking anywhere else. You know, it gives you a bird's eye view of what's directly in front of the truck, what's next to the truck, and what's behind the truck at all times. It's pretty convenient, really.
Biggest reason, I'm going to be honest with you, why I don't like the off-road, I need color match parts. If you look here, the front bumper, it's got that black piece. Mine's blue. His fenders are black, mine are blue. I think the color match aesthetic is much more appealing than having it all black and color. Like, it looks a little cheap to me. These aren't cheap trucks by any means, not anymore at least. But I think if they could give you an option to get the off-road straight from the factory with color matched parts, that'd be awesome, because you're paying more for the off-road, but they're paying less of the truck.
That being said, if you really wanted the off-road package and the color match, I'm sure you could find somebody that would swap you. The Toyota community's pretty big, and people love swapping parts. There's a site literally designed and set up just for people that want to swap hoods.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, I'm sure you could do the fender flares too. Things I don't like about that would be the color match. I actually like the fact that it accentuates and stands out more and breaks up the monotony of the paint.
I mean, at the end of the day, it probably comes down to choice. Mine's obviously better, I know.
I mean, right up until he picked Voodoo Blue.
The blue looks fantastic. The blue, he picked red, completely opposite. But the blue, I think, the red, I'm going to be honest, I do like the red too.
Everybody likes the red. It's like a standard Toyota color.
It is. It is.
Things that I've done, put the badges on the cover of the badges, blacked out all the badges. Badges on the back, obviously he's done the same thing, you can see. So we both agree that that's way better than chrome. Nobody likes chrome. Was instantly going to buy a new grill for it, but I got to be honest with you, that grill's really starting to grow on me.
It does grow on you. You before you get the truck, you sit there and you're like, I'm going to get the TRD Pro grill, and then these new style grills. The old ones with the chrome are no go, but the new ones, I think they changed it in 2021. These new styles are looking pretty good, and I haven't changed mine yet either. I don't think I'm going to.
Wheels and tires, this is where I'm a little bit hung up. I like the wheels and tires that you put on yours, the Methods.
These are the Methods 305s?
I believe they're 305.
305s, yeah?
Or maybe the 312.
Maybe 312s. I think they're 312s.
Yeah.
Double check that.
So he's got the Method 312 with the simulated beadlock look, and that's a good look. And the fact that he's got the offset at 0 gives him a nice poke sticking out from the side of the truck. You can see on the off-road, it comes in. The tires are shoved in quite a bit, and the TRD Pro wheels do poke them out a little bit. Why they wouldn't put the off-road wheels out like that is beyond me. I'm not a fan of it.
Now, what size tires come factory? Are those 30?
I believe it's a 265, 70, 16. I'll look. Yeah, 265, 70, 16.
So that's 30?
That's equivalent to, it breaks down to about 30 and a half inches.
And then the Sport has the same, but it has 17-inch rims. And then I put 31s on with a little bit of a more aggressive offset, and they're a little bit wider. A little bit too big. When I'm at full tilt and I compress the front shocks, I get a little rub on the back inside of the fender. I can cut it a little bit, but I'm going to wait because I plan on, like I said, doing a little bit of like 2.5-inch lift kit and then going and seeing where I'm at there with the 33s. So I'm just not going to cut anything until I get to that stage.
I'd say they're pretty comparable.
Honestly,
going down the road, you're probably not going to notice much. The suspension is
that's the biggest thing. The suspension is, I mean, you if you're used to softer suspension hopping in this, you're going to be like, oh, this is stiff.
Now that being said, we just come out of sport cars. I hopped into this, and it does seem to waddle a little bit going down the road. You can feel it going back and forth. But when you're off-road, it's a dream come true to have that suspension.
Yeah. So definitely, if you just want it out of the box, ready to go, do a little bit of trails and have a nice truck, I think that's yours. If you're looking for a little bit of more of a sporty look and you want to do some modding, I think the Sport might be the way to go.
I can't argue that. That's a fair assessment.
I mean, the speed's not. It's the speed. I mean, 0-60 probably exactly the same depending on like who's driving, but in a race they should be exactly the same. Same engine, same everything. Weigh the same depending on if you have the tonneau cover. I guess I'd probably add like 20 pounds.
That thing's actually really heavy.
Oh,
I took it off. It is heavy. I would say that tonneau cover probably weighs roughly in the neighborhood of 60 pounds.
Okay. And then I guess you do have the Predator stuff, so you got a little bit more weight on yours, huh?
I'm not a fan of the Predator steps. Yeah, they're on there, but like I said, they're coming off. They're bolted to the body. They're just gonna. I think they're really just gonna induce rust down the road. So I'm gonna get them off and get something mounted to the frame.
Definitely not. You can't use them for rock sliders because they're bolted to the body. And I hit my shin on it, and I've only been around this truck for like 10 minutes.
It has wounded me. 3 days in, I drew blood on my shin. So yeah, they're coming off.
That may be our own clumsy self, but you know, rock sliders a little bit smoother on the edge.
The other thing, both trucks are 6MT trucks, so they have the manual transmission, which I can honestly say that we're both happy we got the
I
manual
love the manual transmission. My favorite thing, and I've always had a manual transmission, and hopping in this, I just feel at home. The clunkiness of it, it's just, you shift gear, you can clunk, and it's, some people might be alarmed by that, but I personally love that clunk the transmission makes.
The problem I have with the 6MT is it comes with a clutch accumulator.
Ah, the clutch is a problem. I'm in on mine too.
If you're brand new to driving a standard, it's probably a big help. But if you've been driving standards most of your life, you're going to notice right off the bat that something's funky with the clutch. And it puts a delay in it or something. And there's an easy fix. You just pull it out, put the lines together, and then it does away with it. They say that it makes the clutch more controllable, more feelable, and a lot softer. So, yeah, that's probably the next thing I'll do to that is get rid of that clutch.
Yeah.
I think it's clutch accumulator, I believe is what it's called.
Well, I'll see how that goes for me. I'll probably do the same. And the reservoir on the clutch it's a big boy. It's got a lot of fluid in there. So when you get in these colder months, up in like we're in Pennsylvania, it's cold. That clutch stays spongy feeling for like a good 15 minutes of driving. The clutch is sticky and spongy because of this how much fluid there is, and it's got to get warm, and it can be a little weird on the foot.
I'm going to go ahead and attribute that to that clutch accumulator too. I think that's another problem, and once we do away with it, we'll have to redo the video, maybe talk about it again, and see how it works.
Full video on that, yeah. Oh yeah, there's our trucks. Maybe this helped you figure out what model you want, or maybe if you don't even want one. See you guys.
See ya.